Well, it's a new year with new content. Let's see what's my New Year resolution. Shit, that's hard. Well, might as well start the year by talking about figures instead of plushes for once. Yeah, that'll do. Jazwares, one of the best, if not the best, Sonic toy line. They had such variety in characters, sizes, and more. Their 3-inch line is definitely a fan favorite by Sonic merch fans, but there's more stuff that's loved from Jazwares, such as the 10-inch line, the Superposers, and of course, the Jazwares Sonic Boombox. Let's go! The Jazwares 5-inch line, which we'll be talking about today. The only 5-inch figures I won't be talking about are the Sonic and the Black Knight figures and the Jewelry figures, because I see them as their own line. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started. Now, despite Jazwares being, in my opinion, the best Sonic toy line, they did have a pretty bad start, starting with them re-releasing the Toy Island Sonic Adventure figures, along with re-releasing the Toy Island Sonic and Shadow Superposers, while giving them better plastic and paint jobs. The reason why these came out has never been explained, to my knowledge anyway. But my assumption is that the 3 and 5-inch figures they were planning to release weren't ready for production yet, as you can see with these Jazwares prototypes from Toy Fair 2009. So, for the meantime, they re-released the Toy Island figures, but that's just my theory. I also believe that Jazwares was inspired by the Superposers to give their mainline figures more articulation. Anyway, enough of history. Let's start with the first and only original figure that Jazwares released in 2008, the Sonic the Werehog figure. First up is the Sonic the Werehog figure. This figure was released in fall 2008 in Sonic Unleashed packaging, then later in summer 2009 in standard Sonic packaging. As for the figure itself, this is one of the most accurate Sonic figures to date. It looks like it came right out of Sonic Unleashed. The sculpting with this figure is fantastic and the detail is just beautiful. As for articulation, he has 15 points of articulation, which can be seen here. There is a problem with the leg articulation, but I'd rather show that later with a better example. As for the paint job, it's pretty well done, but of course some could look better and some could look worse. Overall, this is a great figure. As for its worth, the thing is with merchandise is that the value always changes over time. So in the future, the prices might be outdated, but for now I'm going off of sold listings. So as of writing this, the Werehog goes from £15 to £30 loose and £40 to £50 boxed. Now on to the next figure. Next up is the original Jazwares 5-inch Sonic. Now I actually own this figure along with the next two I'll be talking about, but there's one big issue with it. Look, it was $3. Anyway, this figure was released in summer 2009, re-released in 2010 with Sonic Colors branding, and summer 2011 with the 20th anniversary packaging, which was later replaced by a different figure we'll be talking about later. As for the figure, if you know that Chao ripped off his nose and he has no ear, the figure's actually pretty good. The sculpting for the head, let me just use pictures for this. His head looks really nice, with his eyes being well painted, along with his torso being proportionate to his head, and his shoes are nicely detailed with treads. As for articulation, he has 13 points of articulation, which makes him very posable, although there is a problem with his leg articulation, along with the Werehogs, where you can't move the legs forward or backwards, and if you try it, it could break. This means that his legs can only go side to side. Although the knee joints can make it look like he's running, it just looks more like he's walking to his local Starbucks. So basically, Sonic can't run, but can do awesome gymnastics. Whoa! You can also make him run by twisting the leg and the shoe, but it's not ideal. The original Superposers are also built like this, but can still go forward and can still do awesome poses. As for his value, it's pretty cheap. It goes to around £10 to £20 loose and £40 boxed. Next up is the Jazwares 4.75-inch classic Sonic figure from the amazing Sonic Through Timeline. This figure was released in summer 2011, then re-released in 2012 with the new Sonic packaging Jazwares were using. With the figure itself, As with most Jazzwares Sonic figures, the sculpt looks great, looking just like classic Sonic from Generations with an excellent paint job. Although there are two different versions of this figure, one with a dark blue and one with a light blue paint job. In my opinion, I like the dark blue version more because it looks more like Sonic's color palette from the classic games. For the articulation, every other classic figure except for the 10 and 5-inch one has 10 points of articulation, while the 5-inch one has elbow joints and the 10-inch one has elbow and knee joints. Overall, this is a really good figure. Of course, there's figures that came after it which are better or worse. For its value, I got mine with a 3-inch Jazzwares Sonic for £14, although they could go for more or less. I would price it at £15 to £25 loose and £30 or more boxed. Next is the Jazzwares 2011 5-inch modern Sonic figure. This is also from the Sonic 3 timeline, and guessing when it was released. Just guess. Yep. As for the figure, oh my god, this figure looks amazing. The sculpt looks just like Sonic from Generations, and that's something Jazzwares is really good at, making figures that look just like the original media. In my opinion, this is the most accurate looking Sonic figure to date, and it's probably my second favorite Sonic figure. I love the head, body, everything. I love how his shoes and gloves are sculpted well inward compared to the 2009 one. He has 14 points of articulation, so he can just do as many poses as any other Jazzwares figure. As for the paint job, it looks fantastic. Everything looks good except for the part of his stomach, where the top is miscolored. Overall, this is one of the best Sonic figures out there, and they go for really cheap too. I got mine for £9.50, and I've seen listings from it go from £10 to £15 loose, and go for more box obviously. Anyway, onto the last two figures we'll be talking about today. Next up are two figures that I'll be talking about briefly, and that being the Jazzwares Classic and Modern Supersonic figures. Now these are cool, but the reason why I won't be talking about it that much is because they're basically the same as the standard figures, with the obvious new paint job and resculpted heads. Other than that, the body articulation and even release date are exactly the same. As for the value, they both go from £20 to £30 loose. And as for box, the prices are all around the place, so I can't say, unfortunately. This is the last thing I want to talk about today, are the cancelled figures. As you know, Jazzwares lost the license to All Your Tales in 2014, and with that not being able to release figures such as Rouge, who only got designed and never sculpted, Classic Knuckles, and I would say the plushes, but they were cancelled early on. As for the 5-inch line, there was going to be more to the Light Up Chaos Emeralds line, where I re-released 2011 Sonic with a white Chaos Emerald, Knuckles with a green Chaos Emerald, Shadow with a red Chaos Emerald, and Silver with a purple Chaos Emerald. I wish these did come out, but they sadly never did, although Shadow and Silver technically came out, just in Black Knight clothing. That's all for the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on what I should review next. Only a small number of people have subscribed to my channel, so be sure to subscribe if you like my content. I have a Twitter, so be sure to follow me there, and if you want to message me, I have a Discord, BM30 #5889, and it would be cool to check out my eBay and maybe buy something from there. Anyway, that's all, and here's the outro screen.